All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's National Police Week 2019. Pretty excited about that, aren't you, Joe? He has no idea what I'm talking about. National Police Week 2019 takes place in Washington, D.C. Basically, it's a big, it's a week-long full of ceremonies and festivities that basically they honor all of the fallen officers that have gone by in my line of profession.
Well, they should honor the ones that haven't fallen.
It's true. So they've got several thousand people that attend this every year. It's a pretty big ordeal. I've never been able to attend myself. I hope to maybe within the next year or so. Maybe a group of us from our police department, mainly our honor guard. I think we're going to try and maybe next year for the jailbreak do some fundraising for that and help send us to Washington. We think it'd be pretty neat experience to go to.
I think that'd be a great experience.
Not to ignore anything else that happens in May. I know a week ago I took a lot of flack for people that felt like they were shunned in some way, especially the people with something that ended in an N in their title. So
or an A.
An A.
No, don't screw this up again.
So everything in the alphabet. So I went ahead and got online and looked at everything that's celebrated just for this week. Not this is National Police Week.
Just this week.
So recognized this week are the national holidays of Mother Goose Day, Nerd or Geek Pride Day, Buy a Musical Instrument Day. Yeah.
Who comes up with this?
I just don't want to leave anybody out. National Limerick Day, National Odometer Day, National Nutty Fudge Day, National Fibromyalgia Awareness Day for all those fibros addicts out there. We've already had Mother's Day, National Crouton Day. You like some croutons on your salad? I know how much you like salad. Okay. National Frog Jumping Day, National Apple Pie Day, National Fruit Cocktail Day, National Women's Checkup Day, National Decency Day, National Dance Like a Chicken Day, National Underground America Day, National Buttermilk Biscuit Day, National Peace Officers Memorial Day, that's what this day is, National Chocolate Chip Day, National Nylon Stocking Day, Honor Our LGBT Elders Day, National Do Something Good for Your Neighbor Day, National Love a Tree Day, National Piercing Day, National Sea Monkey Day, National Biographers Day, National Coquila's Buttafuoco Day, National Pack Rat Day, National Cherry Cobbler Day, National Graduation Tassel Day, National Walnut Day, National Idaho Day, National Endangered Species Day, National Defense Transportation Day, National Pizza Party Day, National Bike to Work Day, National NASCAR Day, National HIV Vaccine Awareness Day, National Visit Your Relatives Day, National No Dirty Dishes Day, National Cheese Souffle Day, National Armed Forces Day, and National Learn to Swim Day. All happening this week in May. You still with us?
I'm pretty pumped.
So, I hope I covered it. If I missed your special day, my apologies. I did try to do my best with that.
I need to get a card with your phone number on it.
With my phone number on it?
So every time you forget something or screw something up, I can say, call Lee or text Lee. And
yeah, let's get the hookup going. So, yesterday was Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully everybody had a good Mother's Day. All the moms out there, all the people that thank their moms to cats, dogs, whatever. I don't want to leave you out either. Sorry. Hope everybody had a great day that is a parent of some kind.
You were a little stunned by this, weren't you?
So, people get butthurt for ridiculous things all the time. So I'm doing my best to cover my bases. I hope everybody had a great day, no matter what kind of creature or mother you are. Anywho.
So for all you mothers, and you know who you are.
All you mothers out there.
I hope you had a great day.
All right, so let's go ahead and get busy here today. Get into the headlines. Well, before we do that, did you guys do anything special for Mother's Day? I just assumed you just worked as usual.
I got flowers for Kathy sent to her school on Thursday, I think it was, and then I took her out to eat. Pretty normal though. It's hard because she's not my mom.
Right.
I'm always a little confused. My mom's up in Grandin, Wisconsin now, and so I don't get to see her for Mother's Day. But you went to your in-laws on Mother's Day, right? You went to your mom's house.
Yeah, we went to my mom's on Saturday and hung out there with her for the day, and then we went to my in-laws yesterday for lunch. So.
And your mom enjoyed our Mother's Day tribute.
Shockingly, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, she did. So.
I was. Of course, she got a shout out in that.
Yeah, she did. So.
Hi, Marcia.
Hi, Mom.
She's gonna like this one too now.
All right, let's go ahead and hop into the news. We got quite a bit of different, unique headlines to cover this week, so I know you're going to get excited about that.
I do get excited.
Joe's always left in the dark about our news headlines. Alyssa Milano, you familiar with her, Joe? You remember her from the...
I actually know what this one's about.
Who's the Boss,
Who's
right?
the Boss, yeah. She's been in a lot of movies, too.
So apparently Alyssa Milano ignited a social media with a tweet from Twitter, for those of you that aren't sure what a tweet is, Friday night, calling for women to join her in a sex strike to protest strict abortion bans passed by Republican-controlled legislators.
Now, this strict abortion ban, it sounds strict when you say that, but what it is if he's saying if there's a heartbeat, there's a life, and you can't abort the baby. And why you talk about not wanting to get flack, there's a heartbeat, okay? it's alive.
Yeah.
So that's what she's protesting.
So this tweet that she sent out on May 10th said, "Our reproductive rights are being erased. Until women have legal control over our own bodies, we just cannot risk pregnancy. Join me by not having sex until we get bodily autonomy back."
I promise not to have sex with Alyssa Milano.
Now, I've kind of forgotten she's even existed until... She's been one that's been kind of controversial on Twitter alone. She usually gets people fired up with her ideologies, I guess, on different subjects. And
That's odd to have somebody get kind of weird on Twitter, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, she had one celebrity that decided to follow her in her crusade here, Bette Midler.
Oh, well,
I mean,
there's a loss for mankind.
I'm not sure how old Bette Midler is now, but she's probably not getting a whole lot of action if I had to guess. So.
Well, not anymore. I mean, I'm sure she did before, but
the article goes on, and basically even people in her in the Democratic Party, which she's a part of, kind of frowned upon this tweet because, I mean, hey,
it's just silly.
We know how much the Democrats like to have sex and grabby. Look at Bernie and Bill
and Biden
and Biden. Ooh, that'd be a good shirt. Biden, 2020. So yeah, she's kind of out there with her ideas, I guess. Here, check out this here.
What the hell is that?
See the picture up there? These are, you can now buy denim printed, I'm not sure how to say it, Jado swimming briefs for your next holiday. So as you can see,
oh my!
Basically, these are bikini bottoms that are
for boys too.
For boys and girls that look like they're made of jeans. Quite the fashion statement. I'm not sure. I believe that's out of England. That's usually where most of our unique clothing stores seem to come from. So, what is it made of? It is made of spandex, but it looks like jeans. And the lining is 100% polyester.
Well, good.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Ooh, nice pants too. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe you want to buy Kathy a pair of those for the summertime. You guys go swimming out here in the lake, and I don't know. No, not for you.
No.
All right. Joe's more of a... He probably wears his sweatpants into the pool if I had to guess. They don't come off very often. So.
The pool's all clouded from flour and cinnamon.
So, here's an interesting subject. This isn't really comical as it is... I think you and I have even touched on this before, maybe. I know my wife and I have. Many hospitals, and this is a very long article, I won't read the whole thing, but many hospitals charge double or even triple what Medicare would pay. Now, this is based off of Parkview Hospital, which is the main hospital, franchise hospital out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Mm-hmm. Basically, this article goes on to state that they are charging private people 2 to 3 times what they would charge Medicare.
Right.
For
or even your
whatever.
Insurance.
Right. So, and there's actually a graph on here, and it kind of shows how different states are breaking down your cost and everything, and you can see, I'll put this graph up here later, but you can see where Indiana, look how they're out there all by themselves.
Wow. And
how much more they're being charged compared to other states. It looks like the lowest state is Pennsylvania, followed by Kentucky as far as the hospital gouging the prices. So this is an actual article from the New York Times, and it's kind of made its rounds pretty heavily over the last couple of days. So it kind of goes to show, I mean, I don't know how many of you have had any extensive hospital stays or anything.
I'll tell you what, I'm getting old, so I'm
so
getting a lot of hospital bills lately, and I see that it'll say charge for this, what insurance will pay, then they have to write off the rest, and it's half of what the insurance company will pay, about half of what they're billing. Now I don't know if they're, because I don't know if the hospitals are charging more to the private person without insurance because they don't get paid by so many people. I mean, I'm a little, people will say, oh, hospitals are making all this money. And they must be making money because they're the ones donating millions of dollars to different things.
Right.
But it's confusing because you see that they're not getting paid by a lot of people. I've had a lot of people know that will say, well, I had this done or this done, I couldn't possibly afford it, and I just never paid it. And then with insurance companies only paying half, I don't know how bad that is. I don't know how often that happens.
I think it happens pretty frequently. I actually had a buddy that was stuck in the hospital. This has been many years ago now. He'd kind of fallen ill and went into the hospital, and I believe he had kidney stones or something like that. And he actually stayed maybe overnight, a night or two. And he had requested an itemized bill from his stay because of what insurance claiming that they would pay and what they wouldn't. And
right.
He even had a government job at the time, which you think would have pretty good insurance. But basically, he and I can't remember the number, but it was astronomical. It was hundreds of dollars that they charged him just to take a shower inside the hospital. Mm-hmm. And
a pillowcase, a sheet,
and you hear about that stuff, and government agencies like why does NASA charge $500 to purchase a toilet seat and things like that. So this is kind of along those same lines, and how people are getting gouged, and it's pretty sad to me that of all places, Indiana is taking it worse than anywhere else. Because I think from the outside looking in, most people, when you look at Indiana, you're looking at the working class of the country in the Midwest.
Honestly, you'd think Florida, New York, Illinois.
Right.
I'm surprised too.
So yeah, I'm surprised it's not like Florida or California or a place where there's much larger populations.
Right.
Especially Florida, where a lot of elderly people go to in their retirement years and stuff. So pretty sad. So folks, keep a close eye on your medical bills as you get them in, because you're probably paying some astronomical fees for some totally ridiculous things. So go ahead and move on here. Natty Light, Joe. I know you drank some Natty Light back in the day. Was that your cheap beer of choice?
No, we drank Kingsbury beer.
Kingsbury.
If any of my old high school friends are watching this, we drank a lot of Kingsbury beer.
When I was a young lad, Natty Light was the way to go. It was cheap.
We couldn't afford natural light. We had to get Kingsbury.
I think Natty Light was where the cheapest was. But I can remember when I was.
I don't think they even make that anymore.
Well, apparently they do. Kingsbury. You mean?
Kingsbury.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of it. So, Natty Light is looking for interns this summer that get paid to drink beer. They headline it as their dream job. So basically, they're going to make that a reality. The company with the beer finally named Natty Light, is looking for a natty intern this summer to get paid to drink beer. Natty Light's brand manager Leon says a 4.0 GPA or great references aren't important to apply for this job. They're looking for well-rounded, fun-loving human beings who know how to get things done. On the Natural Light website, they say you should also be familiar with social media, have basic computer and social media skills. So
I'm in.
This generation is down, buddy. They're down. And also, you do have to be 21 years of age to participate in this internship. It's 8 week paid, basically, to do this.
Can I do this?
Yeah, you can go to their website for a complete job description and all the qualifications you need, and you have to get your applications in before May 19th, so you've got less than a week to get that done. Think you can find time to do it?
What kind of application would that be?
I don't know. You'd have to go to the Natty Light website and to see what all they... Basically, 8 weeks paid to drink their... If you're in your 20s, it's for you. It's for you.
Yeah.
And when you get a sophisticated palate, as we discussed, like such as myself, I can't drink that anymore. So.
Sophisticated palate. Aren't you the one who ate donuts out of the alley? Out of my pocket and then into the alley?
Prove it.
Well, there's videotape of it.
Don't forget who runs all the social media stuff.
It's on the website.
I can take it down once he teaches me how. All right, moving on to the next subject. This is bad news for all you meth heads out there. Smoking meth can actually make your penis shrink.
What?
Bad news. Cigarette you thought would make you look cool actually could be the reason your penis has shriveled. According to experts, smoking can have a number of negative effects on men, including erectile dysfunction and even shrinkage. This goes on for quite a bit. As you can see, the tape measure there. There's nothing associated with the tape measure, so don't get too freaked out. But it goes on to show that a 2012 study shows that not only smoking tobacco is obviously bad for you, can cause side effects, but smoking methamphetamine on top of the other issues that come along with that, it actually has been proven to make people's penises shrink.
We've spoken of penises often lately.
It's about every show, I think. Yeah.
Either that or urine.
Urine, yeah. I'm not sure if we have any urine.
This is a terrible show.
So hey, before you smoke that meth, think twice if you don't want your penis to shrink, because
that's what you should be thinking. They should. I was gonna have this meth, but because it's gonna make my penis shrink, I'm not gonna have it now.
Yeah.
We don't care why.
Something to think
just
about.
Don't do it.
Out of Vinton County, Ohio, Sheriff's Department says woman broke into a home, petted the family dog, washed the dishes, and left. That's right, a crime burglar.
Aww.
Woman was arrested and charged with burglary after the sheriff's officials say she broke into a home in Hamden, Ohio, Monday morning. Officials with the Vinton County Sheriff's Office said around 9 a.m. deputies arrived and spoke with the resident, who said the woman broke into her house and began acting bizarrely. The victim said she entered through the back door, sat down on a couch, and began to pet the family dog. After she was done petting the dog, she then washed the dishes and left the house. Maybe she needs to break into my house.
Yeah, why was she arrested?
Deputy spoke with the victim. Sheriff officials received a call that a woman matching the description of the burglar was knocking on several doors in the area of Omar Street in Hamden. Sheriff officials say Cheyenne Ewing gave deputies a false name and appeared to be under the influence of narcotics. She advised them she'd been up for 2 straight days. She was then arrested and taken to jail, charged with burglary.
I hope she wasn't doing meth, because then her penis would shrink.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean,
Looks rough.
You can look at her face and tell she probably utilizes some methamphetamines.
So. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, at least she was a kind burglar. She played with the dog. And
was she even a burglar, or did she just break in? And did she break in? She just walked in. She didn't. So she just walked into the house, but she didn't take anything.
Laws are classified different ways in every state. So why she was charged with just burglary or not something else, I don't know. So
okay,
statutes are different everywhere you go. So
not my forte.
Not your forte. So neither is apparently drinking Natty Light. Although you still have your chance. You have a few days to get it.
I do.
Out of San Francisco, California law requires teacher with cancer to pay for her substitute during a treatment.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
So I saw this the other day, and again, this isn't I know we normally do funny stuff, but this kind of bothered me too. California community is standing behind the elementary school teacher battling breast cancer who has to pay for a substitute during treatment. NBC reports the teacher, who wished to remain anonymous, is in the tough situation thanks to a state law that requires teacher to pay for their subs to replace them during any medical leave. Basically, California state law states that when a person is employed in a position, has exhausted all available sick leaves, and continues to be absent from his or her duties on account of illness or accident for an additional period of 5 school months, the amount deducted from the salary due him or her for any of additional 5 months in which the absence occurs should not exceed the sum that is actually paid to a substitute employee to fulfill his or her position during his absence. So basically, this school district says teachers are given 10 sick days a year. Once they exhaust those days, they can use an additional 100 days medical leave. However, during those 100 days, $195 is taken out of the teacher's salary daily to pay a substitute. Man, $200 a day. So
That makes me mad.
Yeah, so in the meantime, parents and supporters in the school district have raised over $13,000 through a GoFundMe page to pay for the sub, which is more than enough to fund the substitute's pay through the end of the school year. So basically, this lady, she develops breast cancer, no fault of her own, obviously, nothing she can control. And on top of the stress of fighting for her life, she's got to worry about paying for this other substitute or substitutes.
And paying all of her medical bills, which I'm sure insurance is paying some, but holy, California's a beautiful state. You should only visit there. You should never live there.
So I've never been to California.
Judging by their economy.
Yeah, I've never even had any desire to go there. So
it's really nice. To visit.
Just the mindset of people that.
There is a different mindset.
It's almost like it's a different
world
over there from things we see come out of there. So.
Another. Are we really going to do this?
Hey, this is double. Not only does it cover penis, but it's out of Florida.
All right. If he could
Florida likes their wieners. We've discovered that.
They do, and urine. If he could just pee for us too.
Unlicensed doctor.
This is getting to be a bad show, isn't it?
Hey, we bring the mediocre, and dozens of people watch it every week.
We represent the mediocre proudly.
Okay.
Let's talk about the penis.
Unlicensed doctor performs and botches illegal operation on a man's penis, leaving it 1 inch long. Out of Florida. If we're being honest, the man paid a mere $1,000 to a disgraced and unlicensed doctor to perform surgery on his penis, and lo and behold, things went horribly wrong. 60-year-old Mark Schreiber was arrested last week on one count of unlicensed practice of health care causing serious injury after the penile surgery he performed on his 55-year-old patient was so botched that he left the patient with a deformed 1 inch penis. 1 inch penis. He was trying to. This goes on for a while, but this guy was trying to make things better for himself, and ended up making them much worse. Now, how you could get down to 1 inch of a botched job is beyond me. $1,000 for. He paid $1,000 to a guy that had already lost his medical license years ago for similar issues. And
Strike one.
And he ends up with a less than a stub below his waistline.
Wow.
Yeah.
He needs a GoFundMe page.
I don't know if a GoFundMe page can help that at this point in time. So that doc is locked up, according to the article, in awaiting trial. So this might come in handy for your daughters one day. You can now buy them sparkly white wedding Crocs to wear on their wedding day. Do you know what Crocs are?
My wife talks about them. So, I'd have to see a picture of them. They're shoes, right?
Yeah. So basically, these are popular in hospitals. Nurses and doctors like to wear them. They're kind of like, I don't know, rubber type slippers or something. It's supposed to be really comfortable. Okay. My daughters wear them. They think it's fashionable. Whatever. But basically,
like Kathy wore them.
Yeah. So basically, you can now buy these things
for a wedding.
You can see they're kind of girlish, I guess, and wear them under your wedding dress.
Don't girls usually take their shoes off at the wedding? It must be very uncomfortable. I see that all the time.
I'm not really sure, but they cost you about $100 a pop for for these pieces of rubber.
Huh.
I have seen videos over the years where girls have actually, they've worn sneakers or whatever, because basically their dresses are so long, you don't see their feet anyway.
Right.
And a lot of times at the reception, you'll see them if they are wearing shoes. A lot of times, a lot of the females will pop them off. Or if they were wearing nice shoes, they'll switch them out for sneakers or whatever, because you can't see them anyway. So I don't really see what the big deal is, but I guess if you're somebody that's going all out, you want to spend an additional $100 for a pair of rubber shoes. Hey,
girls' shoes cost a lot.
They do cost a lot. So do guys anymore, really. I mean, even a decent pair of sneakers are
$19 over at Walmart. I get them all the time. Yeah. Good shoes.
No, they're not. You are one pathetic. Not actually. We have to. For our department, during your favorite week of the year, Circus Week, we have to, we wear what they call an alternative uniform, so we're permitted to wear like a polo shirt with blue cargo shorts, because it's typically Circus Weeks.
It's always hot.
Extremely hot, so it's the alternative summer uniform. But we have to wear...
Crocs?
Yeah, we have to wear black...
Were you going to say you wish?
Yeah. We have to wear all black sneakers with these shorts, and most guys don't wear just all black whatever. It's usually multicolored, and not like gaudy, but you know what I mean, blue and white or something like that. So it's nothing I've ever wanted to spend a ton of money on, because I typically don't wear just all black sneakers. So last couple of years I'd done that. I'd gone to Walmart or wherever, usually Walmart, and got a cheap pair of $20 shoes. But that's all you do is walk up and down the midway there and around the courthouse and everything, making sure everybody's behaving themselves. And it's a lot of walking for your coursers.
Are we going to do a live video cast of Circus City Week?
I don't know. Well, you'd have to
be awake.
You'd have to be awake for it.
That'd be tough.
So I don't know. We can toy with that idea. So, but anyway, these $20 shoes. My feet. Those are not good shoes. They might be okay in the back of the bakery, I guess, but you're beating foot on the pavement. They're not very comfortable.
I'm on a concrete floor. You get used to it.
Yeah, but you kind of skate back there, because
I do skate back there. I shuffle.
I mean, that's closest to roller skating inside of a business you can get, I think. In there. No, Joe's place is pretty clean, but I have been actually. But that reminds me, I went to a restaurant that shall remain unnamed. it's been the last year or two on it was a fire call, I believe is what it was, and I went in there to help get things cleared out, and I literally, kind of like you're saying, you do skate, and it was just like the whole floor was covered in grease.
Oh, well, ours is because it's covered in flour.
Yeah, I mean,
but
Joe's place isn't dirty at all, but this place was ridiculous to the point where I don't even know how these people were walking around to work back there. Because
and where was this again?
Unnamed. But yeah, I mean, to me it was a hazard for people. I don't know, maybe they have some type of special shoes that grip that stuff, but it was crazy how greasy.
I think you just learned how to walk in it.
So yeah, I don't know. It kind of scared the crap out of me just to get through there. It was, yeah. Got one more article to touch on today. This is...
Wait, is there going to be another penis in it?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't think so anyway. This is out of Walton, Kentucky. Student was who had been banned from school for refusing the chickenpox vaccination. He got chickenpox.
Huh. You know, there's been an outbreak of measles, too, in the country. Did you know that?
I have seen that.
All of a sudden, because nobody wants to get vaccinated anymore.
Lawyer for Kentucky high school student who wasn't allowed to participate in school activities because he wasn't vaccinated for chickenpox says his client has now contracted the illness. Attorney Christopher Wiest of Covington told the Kentucky Inquirer that 18-year-old Jerome Kunkel came down with chickenpox last week, and he's saying that his client is fine and just a little bit itchy. After an outbreak, students who weren't vaccinated were ordered to stay away from Our Lady of the Assumption Church School and activities. Kunkel sued the Northern Kentucky Health Department, claiming the vaccine is against his religious beliefs. And of course, others joined in on the bandwagon there.
Oh, of course they did.
Judge last month denied the request to return to the school activities. According to NBC News, some Catholics opposed the chickenpox vaccine because it was derived from cell lines of aborted fetuses in the 1960s. And I'd never heard that.
I've never heard that either. And that's not how they do it now, is it?
You know, vaccinations are...
Oh, be careful.
They're a hot topic for a lot of people, right?
Yeah, they are. I have my ideas about it.
Right. And there's certain things that you know, if I've got 5 kids, 5 bazillion kids,
5
right?
bazillion.
So I've spent my fair share of time in doctor's offices or the Board of Health. We usually would take our kids to the Board of Health because the vaccines were a lot cheaper. But there's an X amount of vaccines that, you know, the state of Indiana says your child has to have this or they won't be going to school.
Right.
And you can be charged with neglect of a dependent for not having your kid in school and blah, 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 and having the proper vaccination. So, but then when you go to these places, a lot of times they'll try and push vaccines that aren't required by the state of Indiana, which, you know, probably a lot of people, you probably don't know the difference. I probably necessarily wouldn't know the difference, but my wife being a medical professional, I mean, I've seen her puff up and get pretty squared up against these other nurses and other places that say, well, you know, you should really get such and such vaccine. And, you know, my wife, she's been a nurse a long time, and she knows a lot of the dangerous side effects of these different vaccinations. And, you know, she even threatened me with my life a couple times when I've been the one responsible taking them to the doctor or whatever for these shots. And, do not get them, you know, such and such vaccination. I'm like, okay.
You have to write it down because they're probably big, long words.
Yeah. So vaccines, everybody has a lot of opinions on those. So, you know, this one to me is common sense. I had the chicken pox when I was in
I did too.
elementary school, and
I had measles.
They weren't very much fun.
But I thought that was pretty much eradicated because of the vaccines. And now,
apparently, there's enough people hanging on out there that are
I guess
going against it.
Just kind of reminds me when I joined the Army. During basic training, there was one part of it they had you take we took our jackets off, we're in our t-shirts, and we go down a line, and there's doctors on each side of us, all the way down a hall, and we take a step, and we stop, and we get a shot in each arm. Take another step, get a shot in each arm. Now, if it was a shotgun, not a shotgun, but if you moved a little bit, it actually tore your skin a little bit. So you're taking a step and they're hitting you right away. So if you flinch a little bit or you're still in the process of moving, so a lot of people just had blood dripping down their arms. But I bet we took 20 shots. I have no idea what I took.
Right.
I signed a permission slip beforehand. It's not like it was an optional thing. Sergeant, can I sit down and read this first to see exactly what I'm getting? No, that wasn't an option. Sign this right now. Okay.
Is that how he said it too?
He used more colorful language.
It wasn't the kind of gentler army back then.
No, it's a lot different service now. They probably go through it with a lawyer with you now,
Yeah,
but
probably.
back then they just told you to do it and you did it.
So, I mean, we won't dive into this too deep or anything, but, you know, it's one of those things, again, that, you know, at the beginning of the show we talked about the medical field kind of sticking it to Joe Public and overcharging you for things, and you need to really take a step back, especially for those of you with kids, and, you know, do a little bit of research on what all these vaccines are supposed to be for, and are they really necessary for you and your family, and as opposed to, is it just something they're trying to push down your throat and get more money out of you?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them can have really dangerous side effects, just like, you know, normal medication. So you got to do some research and see if it's, you know, you feel like it's right for you and or your kids. So just be careful. There is one more thing I wanted to touch on, basically, because I've received a lot of questions about this myself, just based on my line of work. Federal government's Real ID Act goes into full effect next fall, which will change the acceptable form of identification required to pass through airport security. I don't know if you've read about this
I
before
have
or not.
one.
So
Yeah.
this was passed in Congress in 2005. The Real ID Act requires every air traveler 18 years or older to have an ID marked with a star located in the upper portion of the card. Basically, it was enacted by the 9/11 Commission's recommendation that establishes specific federal requirements for state-issued driver's license and ID cards. American passengers who do not have a Real ID compliant license will need to show another form of valid identification, such as a passport. Without it, travelers will not be allowed through the security checkpoint. So basically, this goes into effect on October 1st of 2020. So you got about a year and a half before you have to have that on your license. I went to renew my license after we had moved a year or so ago, year and a half ago, and they were asking me about if I had this license, which I'd heard rumblings of, but didn't know too much about it really. And I said no. I said, but I can go ahead and switch over to this license now, and they wouldn't let me.
You need like 75 forms
75
of ID.
bazillion forms of ID,
Right.
Rights to your firstborn child, and
I think your left arm, yeah.
yeah.
I made them write it all down. They were really nice. If you ever go to the BMV here in Peru, you just ask them everything you need. They'll write it down for you. They'll do anything you ask. They're sweet. And but I after I had it all down, I went and got mine right away. So you still don't have yours?
Still don't have mine. So I got a year and a half though. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. You're fine. Now for so this is police officers or law
Yeah.
enforcement. Is it Law Enforcement Appreciation Week?
Yeah. So.
So this is for police and deputies and sheriff and
Law enforcement
state
across the board.
and
Yep.
MPs.
And don't forget about all those other holidays this week,
SPs
okay?
and yeah,
Maybe like 50.
I tried to remember every one of them. But so now, okay, so for Nurses Week, you did stuff for Sarah, and Teachers Week, I did stuff for Kathy. So Policeman's Week, Law Enforcement Week, are you gonna get flowers, or is she gonna? She feeds you all the time, doesn't she? Actually, like every day is a gift for you, isn't it?
It is.
Just being with Sarah.
So you know,
is a gift.
it's kind of a cool week. Just you know, our community is pretty supportive of the stuff that we do and the work that we do here in our community. And usually throughout the last several years, really, you know, people will bring in donations throughout the course of the week. You know, they'll bring us food and, you know, cases of water,
Oh, that's nice.
stuff that can be utilized. Excuse me. We do like donuts. Just saying.
Huh. Probably hook you up with that. Is there a DeRocher's Bakery Appreciation Week?
There should be. You know, if you become a write-in candidate, you might be able to accomplish something like that.
For mayor?
Yeah. Just a thought. All right, but yeah, it's a pretty cool week. I've talked to some people that have actually been able to attend that, the festivities there in Washington, and they officers and their spouses and stuff.
That would be neat to start a fund or something like that, and just send a few of you guys over there for that every year.
So the jailbreak this year, we split it with our Christmas for Kids program, which is very important as well.
Actually, I'm still raising money for that. I have to give you more money.
Good. But
all the shirts we sell for the DeRocher for President, and the mugs, and the Doan 5-0 shirts and mugs and stuff like that, portions of that are all going to Christmas for Kids yet.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And we raised a lot of money for that this year already. So hopefully we'll be able to reach a lot more kids this year than we've ever been able to in the past. But
so next year you'll try for the.
So next year we should be in pretty decent shape unless something unexpected happens between now and this this time next year with the Honor Guard fund. But we would like to maybe split it with
Christmas for Kids
and Honor Guard again, but maybe send the Honor Guard to Washington as part of a police the National Police Week. It'd be I've talked to several guys that have been there over the years, and they say it's a very humbling and experience.
Oh yeah, that has to be.
So
I think that's a great idea.
That is if we do another jailbreak. I don't know if I can.
Oh, I'm not doing it.
If I'm doing it, you're doing it.
It's too hard. Yeah,
So
come
he
up with
says.
all these stories for weeks on end, and oh my gosh, I'm still tired.
I talked to one of our more infamous participants this morning, and he's already game planning for next year and wanting to start early. And I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. Holy cow, there's a lot of work that goes into a lot of that stuff. So, other than that, Joe, I don't really have anything else to touch on this week. Is there anything else you want to touch on? So,
No.
usually isn't.
No.
Maybe go inside and wash that mug.
What? It's not nearly as bad as the ones at the bakery.
No, that's true.
You should see the ones at the bakery. Can only get half coffee or half as much coffee in the cup.
More like tar in its cup at the bakery. It's quite
Flavor crystals. They are flavor crystals.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody sticking with us this week. We're still kind of experimenting with different ways to record, trying to bring you the best picture and audio that we can. So stick tight with us while we figure out the best course of action for all that. And we'll talk to you guys all soon. Thanks.
Bye. See you later.
Falls, and I'm alone. Skin, yeah, chill.